168. And action. How's it going, YouTube? DMTombstone Live. Hold on one second, folks. Let's see if that's better. How's it going, YouTube? DMTombstone Belts back here again with another episode of DMTombstone Live for you guys. So when you guys know when I do DMTombstone Live, it's unsanctioned, uncensored. Anything that happens, just try to keep it family friendly as possible. Hopefully this time I'm getting this to work because it's always been such a pain in the ass to try to do these live streams. And yet every time I do it, they say there's no sound. I don't know what it is. There's my phone or something, but hopefully I got the damn thing working to get it with sound. So when you guys, if you guys are enjoying this live stream, don't forget to hit the like button so you guys be notified. All right, sorry, a little distracted here. Let's say you guys are enjoying my live streams. Make sure you be hitting like up in the icons above the. I see it. I will keep. I can't even speak now. I'm doing this like 3 times already, and hopefully to try to get it right. But anyway, when I do the live streams, if you're enjoying it, make sure to hit the like because I'll be keeping notified for what is up there. Obviously, you guys can't see it, but I do. And if you're new to my channel, want to know what I'm all about, especially the bad boys behind me, especially my most recent video of the full depth review of my AEW tag team title, which I just got done. A little pain work because apparently Abdullah Rajput forgot to put pain in certain areas. Anyway, check it out. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, guys. I'm already up to 812. We got a couple more days before the new year, so let's try to get that up as much as possible. I know within the next week, I'll try to announce the winner of the belt giveaway. We already have, I think, 4 or 5 entrants, which means I probably got to figure out a way how I'm going to do a giveaway. I want to do something other than that comment picker. Maybe I should do if they have any apps on the phone to do like the Wheel of Fortune type thing, like I can spin a wheel and select on the person's choice, But yeah. Anyway, for anyone that's watching the live stream right now, sure, like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you guys be notified for when I do live streams like I am trying to do today. But I'm not sure if I'm being able to do all these live streams because every single day seems like it's getting harder and harder to do a live stream because somehow there's never no sound with this thing. It's like I almost got it to clear. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's either my phone that's messing up, which I'm pretty sure it probably is. Just means I'm probably gonna get a new phone to do more streaming. Because I know I can't use like cameras and laptops and stuff like that to do live streams because I'm not sure how I could do that. Most I just do this with my phone, so hopefully there's that. Hold on one second, folks. I'll be right. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm back. Yeah, just had to make sure to send the link out. Hopefully, get this going with sound. Because there's no sound, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. Because I've been doing this over and over and over again, and still, if I get no sound, I don't know how many times I've been trying to update my phone, reset my phone, clear any data, cliche stuff off the apps to make sure there's space or anything like that. I don't know what is going on with my phone or what's going on with my streaming because it's always a pain in the ass to do when they say there's no sound. So if anyone that's been joining me, make sure to let me know if there's any sound or not. Because God forbid, I don't want to do this for like half hour and find out there's no sound at all. Because then I'll be constantly trying to do this for hours on end to try to do a perfectly good live stream for you guys. But yeah, it's nearly impossible because every time I try to do a live stream, it seems like you guys don't hear me at all. I don't know what it is. Like I don't even try to look up anything for YouTube to see what's going on, what's wrong with the sound system or not. Now we hear you. Okay, good. That is good news. Thank God I don't have to start over again. All right, thanks, Iram, for at least let me know you hear me now. So anyway, before I had to restart the whole entire system over again for the like third freaking time, I wanted to talk about AEW last night, AEW World's End, because it was crazy last night. Obviously, for those that did not see AEW World's End last night on the pay per view, which is going to be on HBO Max and that, you have to do something. Shout your sound. Wait, about your sound system. Well, that's the thing. It's on my. I'm doing the streams on my phone. Like I don't know what it is. Like I've been adjusting the system and all that on my phone. Had to reset my phone like twice already. I don't know what it is about my phone. Obviously, probably got to get a new phone. My phone's old. It's out of shape. Chances are I got to get a new phone probably by the new year during tax season. I'll probably save up to get a new phone and hopefully all that. And hopefully, when I do get a new phone with all the stuff, I hope to get my stuff back on here and hopefully save it to where I can save my phone number and all my accounts and that. I better check to see if I am able to do that because, God forbid, I don't want to try to get a new phone and the next, I can't get back on my old my YouTube account. New year, new phone. Yep, definitely that. Maybe I need to stop buying belts and think about most personal stuff like my phone. Because it's old. As I'm recording this on an old, I think it's an iPhone J7 or something or S7. I forget what type of phone this is. But yeah, I definitely need to update my Samsung phone. Probably get a better camera too and all that. Need to update my phone, all that stuff, and definitely get hopefully able to save most of my stuff because I got to maybe write down all my accounts and stuff like that. Or if I think if there's a way to save it with the cloud. MJF is the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. What is your opinion? Well, I was going to get to that. I was going to talk about World's End to people that don't see it. But I'm saying, Iram, spoilers, man. Come on. Let's not go jump the gun real quick before I talk about it. Let's start off with the matchups first with John Moxley versus the Protostar. I think his name is Fisher or something like that. Fletcher or whatever the guy's name is. The Protostar versus John Moxley. Obviously, the winner to advance in the final match that will be on later on tonight for the Continental Championship. And Moxley wins. Obviously, I had problems seeing it because every now and then I had to shut my phone off. My phone was overheating. And of course, I was watching on the crack stream. I don't have HBO Max or any of that. So, and plus, two, don't want to pay for a pay per view, so I just do crack streams. Every now and then it goes on and off, and I have to try to log out of the site that does the crack stream and go back in. And always been a pain in the ass, but I was able to watch a majority of the pay per view. Moxley wins the match, obviously, against the Protostar. Kyle Fletcher, I think his name is. That's what I'm trying to remember now. I think his name's Kyle Fletcher. Tell me if I'm wrong or not. Then, of course, the two members of the Don Callis family, the IWGP champion Takesha versus the AEW Unified Champion and the current Continental Champion Okada. And of course, if Okada lost, that means he will no longer be the Continental Champion, and it will make this Unified Championship completely useless. The way John Mox is doing, I wish he could come back to WWE for what he is want. I would say so myself, but obviously he felt bad. He felt like he was mistreated there in WWE, especially now with Triple H running things. I'm pretty sure that he didn't want to come back there. And as well, anyway, Okada versus Takesha. Takesha almost would said beaten. What are you eating? Just a candy cane left over from Christmas. Still worry about. Yeah, we still have our tree up. I'm waiting to take it now, but why not Why not eat up the candy canes while you can? I always like to make them where it's like that point, like you always see in the movie, like Santa's sleigh and Violent Night, how Santa would suck on the candy cane, then it comes out as a pointed needle-like thing, and you use it to stab something. Vince McMahon did dirty to Dean Ambrose. Yes, he did. He did. What we like to, as I like to say, as a joke, he definitely gave him some dirty deeds. But anyway, yeah. So John Moxley won, and now we're waiting for Takeshita and Okada. And Okada goes to the turnbuckle. Apparently, Don Callis left a little secret for him. As Okada tried to be sneaky, the ref didn't see it. He took a screwdriver and hit it right to Takesha's head, and would help him get the win. So then, for the Continental Championship, it would be Okada, the Rainmaker, versus John Moxley. And I think Jack Perry was another match with I think it was like the IW or the MLA or AA championships. I forget the names of those other luchador companies. I know AAA, the CMLL. I think the names are. I guess it's 1:10 p.m. in your place. It's close to 1:10 p.m. It's 1:09 right now. But yeah. Anyway, there's been other matches. Some that I know, some that I don't know. Like there was one involved with Mercedes Moné and Athena, the current Ring of Honor Women's Champion Athena, or as we know from WWE, was Ember Moon and Sasha Banks. But they were going for the women's AEW World Tag Team Championships, held by the Babes of Wrath, which was I think Willow Nightingale and I forgot that other chick's name. But it was a great match. Came close many times, but then Babes of Wrath pinning I think Mercedes Moné and retaining the women's tag titles. And at the end, during the interview, Mercedes Moné had a little bit of a temper tantrum, goes to the locker room and screams her head off. Comes out talking about wanting to want to kick someone's fucking ass. And literally, since this is a pay per view, she got away dropping the F bomb, which is funny. Then there was Darby Allin versus that kid, something from Death Riders as well. And it was an all out brawl. I can't believe how it ended. Darby Allin obviously winning the match, I think. He won the match. I don't know much about AEW. What PLE happened, what storyline is going. Well, yeah. Well, that's because that some people watch more of a certain show than others. Like for me, it's hard to keep up with things. Right now, I'm watching three style wrestlings: WWE, TNA, and AEW. And to watch those three and try to keep up with any one of them is hard. I've asked to keep up with the ones that I know. To be honest, I don't like Mercedes Moné. Well, that's Sasha Banks. That's the thing. That's her actual name. Mercedes Moné is her actual name, but you probably knew her more in WWE as Sasha Banks, the legit boss. She went from legit boss to CEO. And the way she is now holding all those titles, it's definitely something different. But anyway, there was also the tag team match. Speaking of, like I said I have the AEW tag team titles, FTR versus the Bang Bang Gang. Before I talk about that, I don't know what what Ramazama forgot about was the fact of the blue that's right at the bottom of the nameplate. Apparently, he forgot to paint that in. I can hear you now. Oh, welcome, Pez. Yeah, that's the thing. I Ram let me know he can hear me now and all that. I guess I got to do a lot of jumping around through my system and that to try to reset stuff to make sure you guys can hear me. But that's why I say I try to do testing streams first to make sure you guys can hear me. And if not, I had to jump through hoops and all that. I had to reset my phone twice, make sure my phone wasn't overheated, so I stored the damn thing in the freezer. Sasha Bank attitude is not good in wrestling industry. She just think she just think about herself, and she is kind of selfish. Well, that's what being a heel is. That's what the heel does. If you don't like her for how she acts in that, then she's doing a damn good job. Hey, Pez, how are you? Anyway, FTR versus the Bang Bang Gang and all that. Hi, RM. Anyway, I would say the Bang Bang Gang came so damn close to winning the titles. No, I mean in real life. Oh, you mean her in real life? Well, then again, you think how fans act to wrestlers in real life. How sometimes they could the wrestlers literally feel scared for their lives. So how fans come up to them and do things that they didn't like because it's like they are celebrities. Some celebrities don't like it when people walk up to them, especially in the times when they don't work in that. They're like, "Hey, can I get your autograph?" Some people are like, "Just stay away from me. Like, expect my privacy." Like that's their only time they probably have to themselves, and they don't like people just run up and say hi because they know them. They say they have their own personal time. If they got time, maybe if some are good, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, sure," like meet up to them. But there's been a lot of times when the fans go way beyond the limit, and that's why now most wrestlers are probably act like that because they're afraid of how fans are. They get too close to them, they keep touching them and all that. They don't like that. I mean, imagine someone who'd been a fan of you that runs up and jumps on you and wants to touch you and all that, and even gives you a kiss. Like, tell me that don't bother you? You gotta think it's invasion of privacy. Give them in the safe bubble. Step the fuck back. That's pretty much what I think. So I also think she has ego problem in real life. Well, if you listen to what she was like, I can see reason why. WWE did her dirty. When Vince McMahon was running that, and I think as well how she was raised up in life. Her cousin is Snoop Dogg. You come from a family that has a famous rapper. Yeah, now, I know fans sometimes crossing the limit, but I'm saying there's a lot of things. It's about how they were grown up, how they were raised around life, and as well how fans react to people. It's funny watching an MJF video where the fans are lined up waiting for an autograph, and he's just like his character and insulting the fans. It's hilarious. Well, that's another thing too. That's some some wrestlers today still follow the old style of kayfabe. Like even Undertaker's like that. Sometimes when he's even not even wrestling, he'll still get into the gimmick where he don't talk much or stuff like that. It's all about kayfabe. Kayfabe is still a thing, even though technically it's not. But some wrestlers still stick to it. That's why Aleister Black always has that one contact in the eye from when Seth Rollins messed it up by sticking his eye into that steel step one time. He kept that there when he jumped to AEW and then came back, he still had that thing with his eye. He's still doing that even after what over almost what 5 6 years. Some people are like that. She's just a female version of Hulk Hogan. Only want to win. Definitely. Well, that's one thing. A lot of people saying that she have a does she have like a what do they call that? Trying to think. What is it called? It was in WCW. Hulk Hogan had it. Uh, something control. I forgot the name of it. There's a type of clause in the contract like that. It's like now my mind's running blank. Pretty sure you guys should know. Hulk Hogan had this type of clause on it. Creative control. That's what. Yeah, that's what I was trying to remember. Becky Lynch is the best female wrestler of all time, in my opinion. Well, then again, she's full of herself too. How she said Sports Illustrated and all that say it. But yeah, that's what I was trying to think. Thank you, Paz. Creative control. That's why a lot of people think the only reason why Mercedes Monet has had over 13 belts in her collection, and now she's starting to lose them because the fact is she had creative control in her contract to have those type of belts. Or the fact that she knows how to sell real good and how to make her character look to the way to help build up business. The way they see it, it's like we need a heel that's so bad, but yet seems so unbeatable to hold these titles that when we find the right time and place to have a hero come in and take her down and take a belt from her, that's how they do stuff for for a character. And then Mercedes Monet does it good. Pez, what is your plan for 2026? Well, I know my plan for 2026 is to keep going, doing more for my channel, doing more for you, the fans, and hopefully by 2026, I can finally reach my mark of 1,000 subscribers. There, guys, we're already over 312 subscribers in this year alone, the most I've ever made in 1 year, and we broke that record, and it's all because of you guys. WWE sucks. Logan Creedon. Start getting out of debt. Oh, debt? Man, nobody likes debt. Yeah, I would tell you that for sure. What about you, Iram? Your plans and any New Year's resolution for you for the next year for 2026? Because I know because I know 2 weeks or so in to January, it'll actually be marked my I think it's 17th. The 17th of next year is going to mark my 9 anniversary, guys. I still don't know. Yeah, but there, guys. January 17th, 2026. It's going to mark my 9th year here of YouTube. AEW is the best. Well, I mean, it's a starting company. It's starting off slow. Does it have flaws? Yes. One thing is, it does a lot of copying of certain things. I mean, come on. Blood and Guts, that's War Games. Blood and Guts is War Games, except the fact is there's no pinfalls required for it. And I'm pretty sure, and plus two, I think it is you're allowed to leave the cage in that without forfeiting the game. I guess learning any skill. Yeah, there's that. And of course, their trios is basically a 6-man tag. Do you speak French? From Melissa Bergier, 2963. Uh huh. Well, bonjour, but no. Uh, me no speak no French. I know some French words, just and no, not the French use like most of my other English speaking friends know. Yeah, but no, I don't know a lot of French, like escargot and bonjour. Je m'appelle Daniel. Je m'appelle DMTombstone belts, like that type of stuff. Okay. Yeah, as I say, I know a bit of French, and I just don't know a lot. Keep going, Logan. The wrestling industry needed a opposition. Well, yeah. Well, that's the thing. They didn't want to say there's a competition between AEW and WWE, but there technically kind of is. I am French. Well, vive la France. Uh, I say a nice hello to our ally, to our well-known allies that we had for the past 250 years. Our French people. I gotta say, it's been a while since I've done anything involved with the French, other than French fries. But I'm just kidding. I did never in school. I made crepes. Like if you guys don't know, it's a French style of a pancake. It's basically like a paper thin pancake, but you put stuff in between it. I made my own with chocolate syrup and ice cream in that, and it was delicious. Can you say something in French? Are you talking to moi, or are you talking to Melissa there? But yeah. Hold on, guys. I'm getting a lot of messages. Yeah, sorry, guys. Just getting a lot of these messages right now. And hopefully soon I like French dressing. Dressing like the clothes, or you talk about like dressing for salads and that. I say like for one thing about French, I'm not a big fan of the escargot. I never had it, and I never will because I'm thinking, why the fuck do you French people eat that? I think I'd rather be slurping down snot, for God's sakes. Even oysters are disgusting. Oysters is basically like slurping down snot. That's disgusting. But I'm not kidding. Some French food's okay. Like the bread, the French baguette, like that type of stuff. Yeah, Pez, did you watch F1 movie? Not yet. I'm right now watching a classic movie I remember watching when I was a kid. Look Who's Talking 2, because I just got finished watching the first Look Who's Talking. Now I'm watching Look Who's Talking 2. I like that. He's sleeping on the couch, pulls out a gun, and the guy's yelling. I'm like, "What are you doing with a gun?" He's like, "It's a 9mm." I got kids here. It's not loaded. F1. Yeah, it's the F1 racing movie. I think it was. I think it's like the one that's based on those games that, like a racing game. Brad Pitt and Scarlett Johansson is going to be in the Batman Part 2. Brad Pitt, Scarlett Johansson. Why would they be in the Batman Part 2? Unless they're playing villains. But yeah. Anyway, back to the World's End. Then, of course, there was the Continental Championship, John Moxley versus Okada. And if Okada lost, not only he would lose the Continental Championship, but I think that would mean the Unified Championship will be no more, because since the fact it was supposed to be representing both the Continental and the International Championship, if he lost one of them, the title wouldn't be no more. Anyway, it was a back and forth. Many times, one of them could have won. First, Okada hits Moxley with the low blow, but then he ends up hitting him with the Rainmaker, but Moxley kicks out. Then he goes and grabs the title and distracts the ref. Moxley out of nowhere hits him with a low blow, gives him a stop, gives him tons of finishing moves. I think one where he called the Death Rider, hits him with a pin. 1, 2, 3. John Moxley wins the match and becomes the new Continental Championship. Do you fight? Cray 420. No, I don't fight. I mean, I've done a bit of wrestling here and there, but I never done an actual fight because, to me, I don't want to try to do that type of stuff. Bad enough that because my brother does cage fighting that, and plus two, my body's not built for it. I already got a messed up shoulder, and I don't want to risk any chances of getting head injury, CTE, and all that stuff from getting hit in the head. What do you think, Paz and DM? Who is the best U.S. champion in 2025? Well, from of Jacob Fatu, Solo Sokoa, Sami Zayn, Ilya Dragunov, and now Carmelo Hayes. I think I want to give it to Sami Zayn, other than the fact because A, he brought back a classic of the U.S. Challenge, Open Challenge, and two, he's an underdog. He's a guy that deserves to be that type of champion. Just asking because of the belts. Oh, the belts they're wrestling belts. They're not fighting belts. My brother has fighting belts and that. Yeah, I think it's Sami Zayn. That's what I'm saying. Get. That's what I'm saying. I want to say it's Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn was probably the best U.S. champion. Who was the best IC champion in 2025? The only champion so far was either I think was either Braun Breaker, Dominic, or Cena. And as much as I hate Dominic, I would have to say Dominic because he was the champion the longest. Braun Breaker was a good one. I give him that. Nice. Yeah, thank you. It has to be Dominic. And yeah, I would say so because Cena only had it for what, 2 weeks, leave it at that. All right. As I said, I much even though I hate Dominic, I had to say he's a great Intercontinental Champion. For all you joined, thank you for being a part of this live stream. Anyway, how about we do some extra quiz time, guys? Or would you rather do a Battle of the Belts or Battle of the Wrestlers? I got it. Yep. Let's do Battle of the Wrestlers first. And when we do Battle of the Wrestlers, it's mostly due to their personas. Starting off with this one. Matt Cardona versus Zack Ryder. Which one of them was probably the best gimmick and probably the best of wrestler style? Would you prefer Matt Cardona or would you prefer Zack Ryder? Let me know in the comments below. Be right back. I'm back. Sorry, guys. My nephew wanted to come in to play the game. All right, Pez says Matt Cardona. No, I'm sorry. Iran says Matt Cardona, and Pez says Zach. Third guy in the comment. There's a chance for people in the comments. Probably for tiebreakers between Zack Ryder or Matt Cardona. Which one was the better persona for the character or for the guy that plays them? Matt Cardona or Zack Ryder? For Battle of the Wrestlers, we've so far tied 1-1 each. Anyone else wants to add in before I do the tiebreaker? Let me know. I'll give it about 30 seconds. Well, I can play the Jeopardy thing at this point. Well, all right, I'll say. I mean, I barely see much of Matt Cardona because mostly he was in the Indies. But I think the fact is Zack Ryder. I feel like he was more famous for him being Zack Ryder because of the fact he was in WWE, and yet I didn't know him from the Indies. But I think Matt Cardona was doing more, building his character up more now as Matt Cardona instead of Zack Ryder. When he returned, it was just Matt Cardona as the Zack Ryder character, kind of like Nick Mammoth with the Dolph Ziggler character. But if I have to go with anything, I want to say Zack. Just because the fact he was a former tag champion, a former U.S. champion, and a former Intercontinental champion. He was doing a lot more in WWE than he did in the Indies and TNA. That's just my opinion. I want to say Zack Ryder. All right. Okay, next one. Nick Namath or Dolph Ziggler? Which of the... Or no, yeah, we'll do a triple threat. Nick Namath, Dolph Ziggler, and I think it was Nikki from the Spirit Squad. Which one of those three represents the better of this person? Like, which of them you think is the best? DZ, Dolph Ziggler? Okay. Pez, what do you think? I think it's Nikki from Spirit Squad, Dolph Ziggler, or Nick Namath. So far, one saying DZ, Dolph Ziggler. Pez, what do you think? And all these people wanting to send me messages and shit. Hold on. Be right back. Just remember to post the comments below. about that, folks. I'm back. X. The DZ for win. Okay. I would agree with Dolph Ziggler, just because the fact is, I know more for Dolph Ziggler. Nick Nemeth, again, I didn't watch TNA until after Nick Nemeth was no longer the champion. Okay, so we got that. So now we're saying for Zack Ryder and Dolph Ziggler. Okay, this one, John Moxley or Dean Ambrose. That one's gonna be a tough one because I do like John Moxley when he was in AEW, and Dean Ambrose in WWE. I mean, it's a hard choice between those two because both have that grit, have that nonstop insanity that keeps them going, and two helps them become champions. They're both great champions in their two companies. They won a Grand Slam champion in WWE, won the WWE Championship, won the Intercontinental Championship, won the United States Championship, and won the Tag Team Championship. And of course, and now with John Moxley, he's a trios champion. Dean Ambrose is the motion for me, no doubt. Dean Ambrose. All right, he goes with Dean Ambrose. Like John Moxley, he's a former international champion, a former world champion. Dean Ambrose. All right, guys, all in. Dean Ambrose for the win over the modern day John Moxley, who's a current now Continental champion in AEW. All right. Now this one, even though they're the exact same person with the name in that, I'm going to value them from the companies they were in. TNA's AJ Styles, WWE AJ Styles. We're going to say TNA and WWE version of AJ Styles. Which one was better? The WWE's AJ Styles or the TNA AJ Styles? WWE AJ Styles. All right, Iram says the WWE version. Oh, that's the under outside. WWE. Okay, the WWE, the current phenomenal one, AJ Styles of WWE wins. That's good to know, guys. All right. All right, let's see. Who else is there that we don't know? Okay, I think I know another one. Shall we go with WCW's Rey Mysterio Jr. or WWE's Rey Mysterio? It's exact same character, exact same guy, exact same character, except with WCW's one, they call him Rey Mysterio Jr. In WWE, it's just Rey Mysterio because there was never a senior there. WWE Rey Mysterio. Okay, Iran goes with the WWE Rey Mysterio. Pez, I know probably the fact you watched WCW at the time when Rey Mysterio was there. Let me know what you think. Do you think the WWE's Rey Mysterio or WCW's Rey Mysterio Jr.? Sorry about that, guys. As I was saying, like there's a different variations of these characters, and you can tell me which ones you prefer. WWE. Okay, So Rey Mysterio of WWE wins out against the WCW's Rey Mysterio Jr. All right. Okay, this one. We're gonna say this one's gonna be a classic one. Kerry Von Erich or the Texas Tornado. This is WWE Texas Tornado version of Kerry Von Erich against just Kerry Von Erich. I liked Ray in WECW. Oh, okay. Well, there was also that version. I was going to say, if you added that version, or how about this one, Pez? If you say an ECW version, would you say WWE version versus ECW version of Ray? Oh, so Iran goes with Texas Tornado for Kerry Von Erich. For Kerry Von Erich, he had two personas. I think NWA time or WCW, it was Kerry Von Erich. And in WWF, since he couldn't use the Von Erich name, they called him the Texas Tornado. Which one do you prefer? Kerry or Texas? Kerry Von Erich in WCCW. Okay, you're going with Kerry. I think Iram goes with Texas Tornado. I mean, I don't know much about Kerry Von Erich and all that. I know he's a former world champion of the NWA champion thing. But yeah, I think I would have to go with Kerry. Because Texas Tornado, it was just a bad thing for him to do because the fact was he was from a famous Von Erich name, and to change it up as Texas Tornado, it was bad. We're in ECW over WWE. Okay, so ECW right for you. All right. How about this one? We got two versions. We got WCW's stunning Steve Austin versus the WWE's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Which one was probably the better one? Stunning Steve Austin or that's the bottom run because Stone Cold said so? So you prefer, no doubt. So Iram's going for Stone Cold. What about you, Pez? WCW Stunning or WWE's Stone Cold? Never, guys. We're going to do Battle of the Wrestlers for a little while, and then we may do Battle one little episode, Stone Cold. All right, guys. Looks like the bottom line was Stone Cold Steve Austin outbeats his stunning Steve Austin. All right, here's another one. For sure, some of you may not know about this one. Mark Calloway's character. We have in WCW, Mean Mark Callis. WWE's The Undertaker. In WWE's, yep. So we got Mean Mark Callis in WCW or The Undertaker of WWE. Which one was probably better for Mark Calloway? Iram goes with The Undertaker. All right. No doubt. I agree with that. Hold on one second. Hold on one second, folks. Can't right now, kiddo. You gotta have to wait. Sorry about that, guys. Nephew got the door. Thank God I got the door shut. I say, Lopez, what do you think? Me, Mark Callis, or Undertaker? Undertaker, but I do remember him as Mean Mark. Yeah, as I was saying, certain characters, like I said, for WWE Undertaker, it'd be kind of hard, even with his previous personas, even as the skyscrapers. Okay, we're gonna do Charles Wright's characters. He's got three of them. We got Papa Shango, Kama, or the Godfather. Which of those three probably was the best of the character for Charles Wright? We have Papa Shango, the voodoo guy, Kama, an MMA fighter or a fighter that the name abbreviates to kick any man's ass, or the Godfather. I am going for the Godfather. Everyone likes to come aboard that Ho train. And, they light up that 420 and say, Pippin ain't easy. Yes, guys, Charles Wright is a toker. Believe me, he sponsors that shit all the time. And I would know because I even met RVD. He's one of those too as well. And believe me, I would say it'd be better honor for anyone to smoke weed with RVD or Godfather. But like I said, guys, I do not partake in token or let alone the devil's lettuce. And I don't want to tell people I don't want to be sponsored by stuff like that. Probably Godfather. Definitely probably the best character, even though it was technically a pimp in the time of that. Yes, I agree. Godfather for the win. And I think we did that before with the three types of Mick Foley. Yeah, so we did that, right? Okay, next one. AEW's Adam Copeland or WWE's Edge. Adam Copeland now was a part of AEW, but which one you think he is better of the character? Would you rather like to see Adam Copeland in AEW, or would you rather see WWE's Edge? No doubt WWE. Okay, Edge got the one. What do you think, Pez? Copeland or Edge? All right, Edge. That's just funny. Yeah, okay. Now this one. Christian Cage or Christian? Christian Cage is like from TNA to AEW now, or Christian of WWE. That's a tough one, ain't it? Christian. All right, so WWE's Christian. Do you like Pokemon? Oh, from Sofa. What is that? Sofa. Rad. Yeah, I'd say I like Pokemon, but I mostly like one character of Pokemon. I like Squirtle. All right, Pez goes for Christian. So it looks like WWE's Christian wins out of that. All right. Next one. This one probably you guys probably know a little bit well. My name is So Far Ahead. Oh, if I mispronounced your name, I apologize. So Far Ahead. Okay. Now we're going to do this one. One more before I do a Battle of the Belts again. We're going to have a real good classic one. Owen Hart or the Blue Blazer. Tell me what you guys think. Which one's the better character? Owen Hart or the Blue Blazer? I don't know anything about WWE, to be honest. Have a good day, man. Oh, no problem, man. Nice you joined the part of the stream. Thank you so much. Owen Hart. Yeah, all right. Iram goes with Owen. Pez, what do you think? Blue Blazer or Owen Hart? Owen. All right. Owen Hart wins. Now, let's do a battle of the belts. We'll just do one since the fact is, I think, since I got a new belt, and it'd be a hard one to battle with. Not yet, kiddo. Sorry, guys. My nephew really wants to play a game so badly in here. But anyway, let's do a battle of the belts. The battle of these two tag teams. One, I think they both have a thing in common because they were both seen and defended on TBS or TNT at the time. They have Tony Schiavone involved with the corporation. And probably in both have the words champion instead of champions on it. We got the battle of the WCW tag and the AEW tag. Which belts do you think is better? Let him play a game, buddy. Okay. Thing is, you'd be playing it all day. I just want to do a little bit of this live stream before I call it a day. So, what do you think? AEW or WCW? Which one do you guys think is probably a better looking belt? Because to me, I hate to say it, the AEW belt looks awesome. Even though this has a classic feel and feels nice and smooth too. What do you think, Paz? WCW or AEW? Put these both back. And then we'll go back to Battle of the Wrestler. Hold on a second, guys. I gotta make sure I set this up just right. Shit. Yeah, here it is for the next 5 minutes. Me struggling to put this damn belt back up. Hold on. All right, guys, give me a second. I'm gonna move this out of the way. Oh, ow! Damn it. Alright. Just gotta get over here for a second. Just give me 1 minute, guys. This damn. Oh, I put it up so high. Maybe I should have put it a little bit lower. This one nail right here. Alright. Okay. Now let's hope that stays up in there. I'll move my slammy out of the way a bit. Put the slammy back up here. Now, there we go. Sorry about all that, folks. So, let's see what you guys said. AEW, wow. You need a step stool. Probably do, but then again, I got it up there fine. It's hanging up fine now. I'd say I did have a step stool, but my nephew's using it to potty train and that, so I don't want to take it away. I'm going to grab the chair, but I don't know if the chair will fit over there. Most likely, I probably don't even want to touch those belts that are hanging up high on the wall. All right. One more battle of the wrestlers. AEW CM Punk, ECW CM Punk, or WWE CM Punk. So we got Ring of Honor. No, wait. Forgot. We'll do 4 ways. Ring of Honor CM Punk, ECW CM Punk, WWE CM Punk, or AEW. So all that. WWE CM Punk, no doubt. All right, Ariam's going for the WWE version of Punk. Guys, what do you think? ECW, Ring of Honor, AEW, or WWE? What was the best of Phil Brooks? WWE. Well, hands down, WWE's. How about this one? A battle of the music. A little bonus one. A bonus of the music. Speaking of CM Punk, which one do you think was the best theme song for CM Punk? Is Fire Burns or Cult of Personality? Let me know about your guys' thoughts on that, of the theme song. Cult of Personality or This Fire Burns? Man, it's hard. Yeah, I know. I am. I was saying that. This, but fire feels different. Yeah. Oh, cult of personality. I didn't like his old one. All right, Pez is going with cult of personality. Even though the darkest days, fire burns always. This fire burns always. Wow. So I Ram, you're going with this fire burns. What you like, DM? I mean, don't get me wrong. This fire burns does sound pretty good. Only problem was, before it was CM Punk's theme, it was going to be Randy Orton's theme before they changed it. And Cult of Personality is a classic. I remember playing that song on Guitar Hero. I gotta say, Cult of Personality fits Punk a lot better than this Fire Burns. I have to go with Cult of Personality because I know that one a lot more than the original. Is your wrestler named the Red Billy Goat? What the hell? Blue? No, it's not Red Billy Goat. In fact, I think that was Daniel Bryan's nickname while he was in WWE when he grew out his beard. Cult of Personality wins. Yep. Okay, another tough one. Randy Orton. Burning My Light or Voices by Rev Theory? Now let's hear your guys' thoughts. Would you prefer Voices or Burning My Light with Randy Orton's theme? I know that one is a tough one for me because I love both themes and they both are kick-ass songs. Voices. Oh, I Ram's going with Voices. What about you, Pez? Would you rather go with Burning in My Light or Voices? Because I say I do like Burning in My Light. I hear that one every now and then. But Voices has a different beat to it when it comes to Randy Orton. So what do you think, Pez? Would you prefer Voices or would you prefer Burning in My Light? Voices. Wow, Voices wins hands down. I gotta say, Voices does hit harder than Burning in My Light. All right. How about we do one for Undertaker? He's had a couple themes. Shall we go with the Dead Man theme or the Johnny Cash's Ain't No Grave theme? It was only used during the time when he came back for WrestleMania 27, wrestling Triple H. So would we prefer the Dead Man theme or the Ain't No Grave by Johnny Cash? And I say the Ain't No Grave song is a great song, especially for like Undertaker, because he just came back from being buried alive, and they played that song during his whole time this for a return. But then they couldn't do it when they replayed it on Peacock because I guess they couldn't. They no longer had the copyrights for Johnny Cash in that. I say one's going with Dead Man. Pez, what do you think? Dead Man or Ain't No Grave? I say it's gonna be a tough one because I do like both songs. But and I say Ain't No Grave was only a one-time deal for Undertaker before he went back to the Dead Man form. But I think we should do another. Did you like the American Badass thing? Well, we'll do that one next because I'd say because don't forget he had different personas too. There was the American Badass and the Dead Man. Speaking of, we'll go to that one bit later. But I'm saying for Dead Man form of Undertaker, would you prefer the original Undertaker theme, or would you prefer the Ain't No Grave one by Johnny Cash? The next one we'll do an American Badass form of songs. So, what do you think, Pez? Ain't No Grave or Dead Man? And then when we hear Pez's answer, the next one we evolve with the biker form of Undertaker because there's two themes for him there as well. Well, actually, no, there's three. But let's stay with this guy. Would you have to say, Pez? Would you prefer for the Dead Man theme or the Ain't No Grave theme for Undertaker's like Dead Man form. Yeah, but I do like the American Badass theme. Definitely. Come on, Kid Rock. Pez, you there? You taking a while for you to think of that answer? Because I tell you, Aram's already got the leading with Dead Man. Would you prefer Dead Man or Ain't No Grave? It's Sylvester Stallone. George Bush. Hey, Gilbert Gottfried. All right. Well, I guess Pez, you don't have an. All right, let's stick with this option now. Well, I think I prefer like Ain't No Grave a bit. But here, let's do a biker form of Undertaker. Do you guys prefer the American Badass by Kid Rock, Rollin' by Limp Bizkit? Are you seeing what I'm saying? No, no. All I saw was the last question is, did you like the American Badass name? Yeah, you're laughing so nice. Yeah, definitely. Sorry about that, guys. I was just watching a movie at the end. No. All right. Well, we'll say I would between Dead Man or Ain't No Grave, Paz. I'm gonna go on to the next question. For the biker form of Undertaker, do you prefer Kid Rock's American Badass, Limp Bizkit's Rollin', or You're Gonna Pay, which was the Big Evil version of Undertaker? There's three versions of that song. So we got American Badass, Rollin', You're Gonna Pay. What do you guys prefer? Aram says American Badass. I said Dead Man. Okay. So Dead Man beats Ain't No Grave. But now we're doing the music of biker form Undertaker. We got Kid Rock, American Badass. All right, Kid Rock. Okay, American Badass beats Limp Bizkit's Rollin', and You're Gonna Pay. All right. How about this one? I forgot what the name of the original Kane theme is, like from '98 and that. But there's that one. I think it's called Slow Fire or something like that. No, or something about flames and that. Or would you prefer his up unmasked version song, Slow Chemical? So we have the original theme of Kane and Slow Chemical. Which one do you guys prefer for Kane's theme? We have like the classic masked Kane version and then the unmasked Kane version. Which song do you think was a better song for Kane? The original, like that with no lyrics, or would you prefer Slow Chemical? The first one Kane theme. Okay, the masked Kane theme. What about you, Paz? The original. All right. Outbeat Slow Chemical. Wow. Now here's a hard one for you guys. For John Cena, Basic Thugonomics or My Time Is Now? This one may be a little bit tough one because the fact is of John Cena, but they're both good in their ways. But which one do you guys prefer to hear more of? Thugonomics, Basic Thugonomics, or My Time Is Now? My Time Is Now. Okay. I am going with My Time Is Now. What about you, Pez? Basic Thugonomics or My Time Is Now for John Cena? All right, your turn. Iram, while we wait for Pez's response, how about you, Iram? What do you got? No, it's my turn. Okay. Go ahead, Pez. Iram, while we wait for Pez to answer that one. I just like how they had Gilbert Godfrey right there. Not that here. I like how he has to have that squid like voice in that. Never had so much fun in my life. I don't watch wrestling during Thugonomics, so my time is now. Okay, so so you're saying time is now. I do like Thugonomics, but my time is now. They stuck around a lot longer than Thugonomics. So I would say definitely would stick with my time is now. You know, here and now they've been having some copyright problems with that song. Big Dog theme song or Head of the Table theme song. Oh no, that one's so tough. But I kind of like the newer version of Head of the Table, where it's the I am greatness. It adds more of the tribal theme to it. Because they were playing that theme when we were facing when the Lions were facing the Vikings when they were playing that theme. What do you think, Pez? I want to go with I Am Greatness, the updated version of Head of the Table, over Big Dog, because Big Dog was more of like the updated version of the Shield theme. He basically took the Shield theme for his own. Now this one it sounds much different and fits him quite well for with the tribal theme to it, with hearing the drums and the chorus and that. That's just yeah. So I say like I don't know if Pez would watches modern day WWE, but I'm pretty sure of it. I have to say the tribal chief Roman Reigns is definitely better than the old big dog Roman Reigns. I like when he used that version of the Shield theme. All right, so as I was saying, because Big Dog sounds too much of the Shield, but I like it better when he's more like he has a song for himself, other than using the one for from like the Shield. All right, I got another one. Next question. Okay, I got this one, guys. Hulk Hogan, the original Rick Derringer song, "Real American," or Jimi Hendrix "Voodoo Child" when he was Hollywood Hogan. Obviously, the WWE had a censored version of that since they couldn't play Voodoo Child, but he had Voodoo Child. Voodoo Child from Jimi Hendrix or Rick Derringer's Real American? Hulk Hogan, Real American. All right. And I'm saying some of you guys may be hard to pick on that one because I'd say I do love Real American, but Voodoo Child really hits hard when you see Hogan come out and people just cheering, especially when WWE had that censored version. Real American, wow. OG Real American Hogan wins hands down. Probably the reason why they didn't do Voodoo Child anymore because of the copyrights. All right. What else is there? Hmm. Okay, I got this one. Triple H, The Game or King of Kings? Which one was the better song for The Game? And it's by Motorhead. I remember when he came out to Eye of the Tiger. I think that was the real old school version before they had Real American made. That one had to be right before WrestleMania 1. Yeah, but that was around the time probably when he was doing Rocky 3 with Clubber Lang or Mr. T. That was during the beginning of WrestleMania 1. So obviously, I think Eye of the Tiger was the thing. Triple H theme song feels same, but I'm saying no. There's two different types of versions for him. When he comes out as Triple H, the game, he has the game, and both the songs are by Motorhead. One is called the game, and the other one is the King of Kings. Which one you think was better, the game or the King of Kings? I guess the game. Yeah, because the other one is like, behold the King of Kings. They both have the exact same feel to it because they both sound the same. One just has a different lyric. One has different lyrics, and the other one, they both have different lyrics, and they both have different like beats. Like one's more of like a slower version of the other, while the other one's more raised up. Behold the King of Kings. Wow. Now that's a tough one because I have to be the tiebreaker here. And I say between the game and the King of Kings, they're both pretty good. But but when you know that the game when Triple H is now more like Paul Levesque, where he's basically the corporate guy, he plays mostly the King of Kings theme. But when Triple H is out there, he plays the game. And I gotta say, I enjoyed the game a lot more than the King of Kings. No offense, Pez, but when he comes out playing that game theme, and when he does like this, the water spit, it just fits better when he has the game. Plus, two things. What do you think you listen to more, King of Kings or the game? Especially if you want to play on a video, like playing a video game, like you go about to start up an Xbox or a PlayStation. What's the one song that goes through your head when you're about to play a video game? You're out here, behold the King of Kings, or it's time to play the game. I gotta go with the game. It just it sounds more badass. But the King of Kings comes real close. I just feel you feel more of the game than the King of Kings. All right. How about another one more before we switch ideas? We'll do quiz time after this. Batista's theme. You all think, oh, it's the exact same thing. No, there's the original Animal theme where it has no lyrics at all. And then there's the recent one with Saliva called I Walk Alone. So there's Animal or I Walk Alone. Which one was the better for Batista? What do you think was best for Batista's theme? Would you rather say you prefer Animal more, or would you prefer I Walk Alone by Saliva? Because they both are basically the exact same song, except one has a different tone and has lyrics. I Walk Alone. All right. Yep, definitely. I would. Okay, Iram goes for I Walk Alone. What about you, Pez? Would you prefer the Animal, which is basically like I Walk Alone with no lyrics, or would you go with I Walk Alone with Saliva? I Walk Alone. Yeah, I gotta agree. I Walk Alone is badass, especially when you add lyrics to it and the way the guitar sounds a lot different than the other one. It just sounds like a song you want to hear while you're working out, and just makes you want to push yourself to the limit. So I'd say Walk Alone was definitely the best one. Okay, so now we do quiz time, guys. So here we go. All right. Well, if you guys know about this, there was a little thing that happened in the early days before WrestleMania 1. A certain newscaster by the name of, I think, what was his? I'm trying to remember. Well, I don't know the name of that. It was a reporter for 2020. He was interviewing a wrestler when he accidentally told him, I think this is fake. That wrestler ended up slapping the hell out of him, not once, but twice before he ran off. And now it's probably one of the most popular videos of this guy on YouTube. What was the name of that wrestler? John Stossel. That's the name of the reporter. So John Stossel was reporting this wrestler before he told him about the standard question, I think this is fake, in which the wrestler slapped him not once, but twice in both cheeks, or claiming his ears. Who was the name of the wrestler? Dr. D. David Schultz. I am. I say, I don't remember that wrestler name. All right, Dr. D. David Schultz is the correct answer. Definitely, that's how you know Pez is an old school wrestler fan, because he knows these characters quite well. All right. Okay, how about this one? WrestleMania, I think it's WrestleMania 18. How many it was during the time when the hardcore title was under 24/7 rule. How many times did the hardcore title change hands at WrestleMania 18? And for extra bonus points, you can also say who. I mean, we knew that it started off with Maven versus Goldust. Maven was the champion. But under 24/7 rules, how many times does it change hands? And extra bonus points for if you know exactly who were the champions at that time. I am 3 times. Has I don't know that one. Well, let me be the first one to say this. It started off with Maven versus Goldust. Out of nowhere, Spike Dudley came in with a referee of his own, pinning Maven and becoming the new hardcore champion. And then they were fighting off in the backstage. Hurricane comes out of nowhere, kicks Spike down, pins him, and becomes the new hardcore champion. Then he tried to run his way out of the arena until he found his sidekick, Mighty Molly, who hits him in the back of the head with a frying pan, pinning him, and she became the new hardcore champion. Maven Goldust and Aging Maven. Yeah. Then when Mighty Molly's trying to run around with the title, she gets smacked in the face with a divided door, and who happened to do it? Christian, after he lost the title match against European title match against DDP, pinning knocked out Molly to become the new hardcore champion. And just near the end, when he was about to go into his cab, Maven came out of nowhere and rolled him up for a pin. So in total, the championship changed hands 5 times in one night of that night. All right. Let's see if you guys know about this one. Obviously, I think recall there was, let's see. There have been 5 or so buried alive matches in WWE, and every single one of them involved The Undertaker. Out of the 5 that Undertaker were in, how many of them has he won? How many of the buried alive matches has Undertaker won? You may know it, you may not, but I know there was probably a good 5 of them. Iram says 3 times. Pez, what do you think? 4? All right. Well, first off, the first buried alive match was Undertaker and Mankind. Undertaker technically won, but then the execution came. They got Mankind out of the grave and they buried him alive. Even though Undertaker won that match. The second one, I believe, was with Stone Cold and the Undertaker. Kane got involved, and then Stone Cold came in with a backhoe burying Undertaker in dirt, and Undertaker lost that match. The third one was a tag team match. Big Show and Undertaker versus, I think, Rock and Mankind for the tag titles in a buried alive match. I'm pretty sure one of them had to be buried. Mankind was the one to get buried under there with Big Show and Undertaker helmet, so Undertaker won the second one. They won his second match in the third one. Fourth one, Undertaker versus Vince McMahon. Kane got involved again, and then he got buried, and then Undertaker got buried by the loader, thanks to Vince McMahon. And then the fifth and final one, Kane versus Undertaker for the World Heavyweight Championship, which Nexus got involved, and then Kane dropping the loader on Undertaker. So out of the 5, Undertaker only won 2 of them. Nearly every single, but yet only 1 out of the 5, Undertaker didn't even get buried at all. The rest of them, he got buried in the dirt. One of them he won the match for. Okay. How about this one? Backlash after WrestleMania. Wait, 1999's Backlash. Then 4 is right. No, how many times did Undertaker win? He won only 2 of them. He didn't win 4. He only won 2 out of the 5. I was saying, how many of them did Undertaker win? All right, here's this one. There was a matchup involved at 99 Backlash between Mankind and The Big Show. It was a backstage match where Mankind, where the rules stated they enter in the boiler room, fight amongst in there, and the only way to win was to leave the boiler room from one end of the boiler room to the other. The original plot was to fight in the boiler room and then go to the ring and win by pinfall or something like that. What was the name of the match? What did they call that match? I already kind of gave it away for what they had to fight in, but what is it called? When it was Mankind versus the Big Show in this type of match. I don't know, man. Pez, what do you think? What was the name of the matchup that Mankind and Big Show fought in at 99 Backlash? There was only 2 of these type of matches. Mankind won both of them. He beat Undertaker in the last one, but oh shush, bro. Aaron 57667. Man, who the hell do you think you are? I don't care, man. Well, then why are you here? If you don't care, why are you even here? Because if all you are here is just to troll me, boiler room brawl. Yep, I am. I mean, Pez, you are right. Man, you don't even tell me to shush in my own damn live stream here, Aaron. Or should I call you Aaron, you dumbass? The only one that needs to be shushed is you. And I tell you what, I think we're going to put this guy in a 24-hour timeout. Aaron, get out, man. Don't worry, guys. He's out. His messages have been hidden, and he's now in a timeout. Learn to have respect for those that do a live stream. You don't like it, get the hell out. And if you're going to continue to bug me, I'll put you in timeout. Yes, it was the boiler room brawl. How about this one? During this matchup, a certain item was used that caused Mankind to cut his hand and as well busted Big Show wide open. And it was probably the only time in WWE history they used this type of weapon. What weapon was it? When Mankind was using this and hit it on Big Show's head, it shattered and it cut Mankind's hand, in which he could barely use the hand. So he probably had to get a couple stitches from it. That cage weapon? No, it was part of the boiler room brawl. Inside the boiler room brawl, there was many pieces of this particular weapon. But the first time, Mankind picked it up and smashed it over his head. On your wall, it looked like, but it's hard to tell. An ECW tag team, ECW TV. Do you know Taz is one of the 2 Grand Slam champions at ECW? Yeah, I do. I'm pretty sure I do know. But as well, I know Sandman's one of them. I believe RVD is one of them. I think Raven could be one of them. I can't remember. Well, during the segment where which he's after Big Show slammed Mankind on like those fold up stage things, he was about to walk out the door with his back turned. Mankind picked up a window pane and smashed it over Big Show's head, and it was broken glass. The first time WWE uses uses glass, and probably the only time he would use glass in a WWE event, other than throwing them through windows. Okay. How about this one? We'll do another one involved with this. Trying to remember. No, you are wrong. Taz and Sabu are the only two Grand Slam champion. When there's three Triple Crown champions: Sabu, Taz, and Mikey Whipwreck. As I thought Sandman too was a champion. He was a tag champion and he was a world champion. I don't think he won the TV title. I don't. As Rhino won the tag titles, because I know he was a TV champion and he was a world champion as well. But how about this one, guys? The last night, the hardcore title was defended before it was unified with the Intercontinental Championship. It was RVD versus this wrestler in a ladder match. Name that wrestler who was the very final hardcore champion before it was unified with the Intercontinental Championship. I don't know, man. Aram does not know. Do you know, Pez? These two know each other quite well because they came from ECW. One being RVD was the Intercontinental Champion at that time, but he was taking on another fellow ECW wrestler who was part of WWE now, and he was the Hardcore Champion. It was the last Hardcore Champion. He showed up there not with the well-known Hardcore title look. It was basically was a European title with stickers on it representing New York after the time of 9/11. But who was the holder of that title? You don't know? None other than Tommy Dreamer. It was Tommy Dreamer who was the hardcore champion, and he was the last hardcore champion before it was unified with the Intercontinental Championship, in which RVD won. In fact, he won both unification matches when I think he was the Intercontinental Champion time when they had to unify it with the European title. All right. Speaking of when they do title unifications, no, let's not go with that one. All right, next question. All right. RVD has Triple Crown winner in ECW. As I say, he was a TV champion, he was a world champion, and I believe he was a tag champion as well. I'm saying there's many people that were champions in ECW. All right. How about this one? All right. We got one. We'll do one more. Not yet, kid. We got one more. Then I'll probably man that live stream for you guys. This question. ECW. Not yet. Not yet. You are right. Yeah, okay, that's what I was saying. Like I know last type of stuff. How about this one? When they brought back ECW, in the time Mark Henry, no. When they brought back ECW, and then there was a, and then in 2007 or 2008, they retired the old design and brought out the big silver. Who was the wrestler? I will right after I done the stream. But who was the wrestler? Who was the first wrestler to wear the ECW big silver belt? Let me know your answers, and then I'll do a little outro here for you guys, and then I'll let the kid in and play. I don't know, man. Wow, Aram, you don't even know him? Pez, do you know? Same, Pez, we're waiting on you. The last two questions. All right. While we wait for Pez's answer, post your two questions before I do an outro. Can you repeat, please? All right. During 2007 2008 era of ECW, near the end of the ECW era, those belts real? Problem. Well, no, I wouldn't say that. I was having phone troubles. When they debuted the Big Silver, who was the first wrestler to hold that version? Who was the first ECW champion to hold the Big Silver belt? Are those belts real? Nah, the real belts would probably cost me thousands of dollars. Most of these are just bootlegs or replicas. That I make them look real because I got them to be restoned or on real leather straps. So yeah, they're not real belts. Real belts, it'd definitely be. Are you a fake champion? No, I'm just a belt collector. You know how hard it is to say a real championship belt that WWE used and all that would cost you nearly over tens of thousands of dollars, depending on who's selling it. Pez and DM, what do you think? Who is the best undisputed WWE champion? John Cena or Cody? Ooh. What about Roman? I mean, he kind of was the undisputed champion before Cody did. But I think I have to go with, I have to say John. After all, he definitely deserved that. What I have to do. I have a real champion belt. Lou Knizer. Leo Knizer? Who the hell are you? I mean, this year. I would have to say John. Iram. But the answer to my question about the Big Silver, the answer is Mark Henry. Also is John Cena. I have to say I gotta give it to Cena. I could beat you in a wrestling match. Oh, is that what you think? WWF. Oh, I got this. Oh, okay. What is a kid, Leah? Well, anyway. Guys and DM, what do you think, you guys, who is the best WWE World Heavyweight Champion this year? Between Gunther or Seth Rollins or CM Punk, I think it may have to be Gunther. After all, he held it for a longer time, I would say. Because Seth, he held the title for a little while before he ended up getting injured. And of course, the current champion being Punk, I think it's Seth Rollins. He barely held the title before he got injured. He had to vacate it. I wouldn't say he was a great champion. Didn't have time to defend it. I think it may be Gunther. As much as I hate the guy, I have to say Gunther. But anyway, I think I'm going to do an outro right now for you guys. After all, it's almost the hour minute mark here. But anyway, thank you guys so much for being a part of this live stream. Thank you for all the likes. And if you're new to my channel, want to know what I'm all about, especially those bad boys, including my recent video of probably Seth or Gunther. That's what I say. I'm pretty sure it'd be Gunther. But anyway, so make sure you like, share, and subscribe as well to my channel. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you guys be notified for when I do live streams. Next stream date, possibly tomorrow around noon or so. Hopefully I get stuff all fixed up so you can actually hear me by then. And yeah, and shout outs to Pez, shout out to Iram, and shout outs to my buddy Dex, who does live streams on his own channel as well. Wrestling is for homosexuals, Mr. Gay Bearded Homosexual. Staying off the grid. So, wow. It's funny, man. This. You know what? I think we're going to remove this guy. Lily Goalie says hi. Hi, Lily Goalie. I'm gonna put this guy at timeout since the fact is he wants to act like an asshole. He's definitely gonna be out. Pez, make sure you can tomorrow. Hi, Lily Goalie. Hello. But anyway, shouts to my friends like Dex, who does live streams as well on his channel, including another one called Wrestle Chat Talk. You may see me there every now and then. Uh, yeah, that guy was an asshole. So if you guys know, staying off the grid, he's an asshole. But yeah, also shout out to my friend Steven Hammer, who recently did a short video on his channel about restoning a WWE spinner, which I have already done. But anyway, yeah, so there's that. Check out him, STEPHEN Hammer. But anyway, follow me also on my social media, like on X at DMTombstone96, and as well on Instagram at DME96, where I might post stuff there. But I post stuff here on this channel or on YouTube or anything. Anyway, I'm Dan Tombstone Belton for Dan Tombstone Live. Signing off. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good day, everybody. Oh, wait, hold on. Before I leave, see you guys next time. Okay. Have a good day, everybody.